We are streaming.
And drag that over here.
So we can look at it?
Yeah.
Alright.
You want to open up a browser too so we can see the chat. No? It's all good. I got it here. Hello. A little slow today. Welcome to a live stream from the Kingdom Games studio, specifically Steven's fancy office with new decoration. Crimson Skies poster in the background.
That's right. So shout out to all my Crimson Skies peeps. You finally made it on the wall. Very excited about that.
We are Kingdom Games. That's Kingdom Games ATX, Kingdom Games Austin, Texas, and all your favorite social media. For the next 4 days, we are giving away an HTC Vive. So if you go to bit.ly/KG Vive, V-I-V-E.
Can we sign up for that?
No, unfortunately.
Chris, what is the Vive?
Vive is the ultimate VR technology developed by HTC in partnerships with Valve and Steam. Full 3D environment, cameras in the corners of your room, walk around in a 3D space. So you have both the motion of actually walking along with visual acuity, 360-degree motion looking, and of course handles for guns, paint brushes. I'm sure you saw the video of the guy who created the Little Mermaid painting in Google's program.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. Painted the Little Mermaid in three-dimensional space. Zombie games, whale games, space shooters, you name it. The Vive is the ultimate VR technology that exists right now.
That's awesome. And it seems odd that Kingdom Games would be giving away a Vive. Perhaps... Well, I'm not going to go there. But community, hey, if you're looking for some VR headgear, do what Chris said. I don't remember any of that.
Bit.ly/KG Vive. Go to Facebook. There's a post about it. I believe there's 4 days left in the giveaway. In addition to that, if you have not played 5 Guardians of David yet, we're in a bundle with Groupies right now. So if you go to groupies.com/BM26, that is Groupies, G-R-O-P, Group EES.com/BM26, BMine26. Again, look at social media. You'll see all this stuff there. We are in the Groupies bundle, so you can pick up 5 and Who's Your Daddy, which is a game that I've wanted to play and haven't, where you play a father trying to rescue your baby who seemingly wants to find ways to end his life by sticking forks in electrical outlets or drawing water, drinking what's under the sink, and you as the father have to find ways to lock the oven and put up baby gates and prevent the baby from harming itself.
As I understand it, that game is getting a lot of alkaloids as a parent training simulator.
It's amazing. It's awesome. It looks really fun.
For those of you that don't have kids, when you do have kids, you need to read books, and it sounds like this is a good game to play because baby-proofing your house is, well, it's critical. You need to do it, and it's a lot more than you ever thought it was going to be. God, every sharp corner in my house had a little padded knobby thing on it.
I sliced my foot open putting together a piece of IKEA furniture the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
All the IKEA furniture gets bolted to the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, you told me the story about that not so long ago.
Yeah.
If you buy furniture at IKEA and it comes with attachments to it, you do need to bolt it to the wall because when someone goes like this, it can fall over.
Right, and kids
kid.
We are designed to explore, and that's what they do. As soon as they're mobile, everything. Nothing is off limits.
So be careful. BMine26, bit.ly/KG Vive. Lots of cool stuff going on.
Is there anything else we can talk about?
Well, I mean, there's a secret project. I think there's another secret project. I'm not sure. There's a lot of things going on. There's VR headsets in the office for odd reason that we would just give away a VR headset that is odd.
I know.
Steven's been concepting arenas and coliseums. That's odd.
It is.
We've shown you our little project that may not be just a little project, maybe something bigger than that.
I've been doing a lot of iconography of late.
Yeah. Iconography is used for UI and things.
Yes. So extensive UI in development. Man, so there's a lot of cool things happening that we want to tell you about, but we can't yet. We will soon. So please pay attention to all social media, Kingdom Games ATX. We're coming your way shortly with a lot of big news. And I actually want to share a little something about the program starting actually the next time we get together, which is going to be 3 weeks from today, on Thursday, July 7th. We are going to have a all-new show. And
We're gonna catch up to that target.
I'm sorry, Steven.
what are you doing?
I'm trying to pull up the chat.
Instead, you got some E3,
Well,
E3
yeah,
trailers.
Yeah, it looks like Battlefield 1.
E3 looks really exciting, or did look really exciting from all the videos and the new games coming, and it is a fantastic time to be a gamer. However, I digress. Thursday, July 7th, 3 weeks from now, we're going to be starting an all-new art show program, and we're even talking about doing it every week. Yeah, it's going to be big, and we'll be talking about it more on social media. Again, Kingdom Games ATX and Stephen Donnelly Artist on Facebook. We'll give you all the updates in the weeks to come. Actually, right after we get back from the July 4th holiday. So starting July 5th, we'll be pushing that hard. It's exciting. I can't wait to do it. It's going to be a long 3 weeks. What do you want to do today? We're supposed to...
We could do icons. We could talk about arena stuff. Or we could talk UI.
How about concept? Bless you.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
We could talk concept. You want to?
We could talk concepts. We could continue with your Goliath. I'm actually pretty intrigued by that.
All right. Do you like that idea? Do we
I
have
do.
anyone in the community with input?
We're watching.
Share your thoughts.
I'm watching.
All right. I'm all for Goliath.
And we're back. So we left off. He had his Ironborn gauntlet.
There we go. Hey, how do we make this guy a little smaller?
Go to edit scene. So click edit scene.
There we go.
And then drag the corner. Easy as that.
There. And I should probably turn this so you can actually see me drawing.
Drawing on your Cintiq, which by the way is amazing.
Yeah.
Put a little plug in there.
Got a little 22-inch Cintiq here that's absolutely... I also have a window office, so I get a lot of sunlight. Okay, turn this a bit more.
Party continues, Steven.
Yes.
So where do you go? You have your body, and he has his cod piece and gauntlet, but where do you go from here? Is it all clothing?
Well, actually, so a few things I want to adjust. The first thing is on his forearm. His forearm is, the back of the forearm is kind of occupying that area there. And I'm going to draw this guy over here also, just so you get a point of relevance. And what I've done with this guy is I just threw him on there and he looks really cool, but he's not quite accurate. Oops. So I'm going to adjust him a bit. Right click and warp. Wow, doesn't look near as sexy as it used to, so we need to go in there and finish that or fix it. And I'm going to go with my standard painting brush and just start to give this guy a little more character. Now, last time we were painting, we were talking about stylization.
Yes.
And what we can be doing to make things stylized. So we used a gorilla as a starting point for this guy here. And so we'll just call this bracer. I think what I'm going to do is just copy him over, turn this guy back on, edit, transform, flip horizontal, move it down into position. We're going to squeeze it up even more here. Turn my guides off. Yeah. Okay, so that's feeling good. So the next thing I want to do here is thinking about stylization, thinking about armor, and how I really want to get something happening here that protects his hand a little more. Maybe we'll even put some spikes on it. How's that sound?
Sounds vicious, Stephen.
Does sound vicious.
And as we learned last week, spikes geometrically signify evil.
Wow, you remember.
I remember. I'm a good listener sometimes.
Sometimes.
Except when my mother's talking to me, in which case I'm a terrible listener.
You're like, what? Mom?
What do you want? What? Not today.
You have to explain to her that, hey, yes, I'm working in the game industry and it is a real job.
Yeah, I've had that one. I get a lot of, so what do you do? Digital marketing. What's that? I'm a community manager. What? So what do you do? I make websites? Oh, so you're a web designer? No, not really. Do you know what Steam is? No. No? Okay. Do you play video games like Call of Duty? Yeah, like that. A little different. Oh my god, did you just draw that?
Draw what?
That's fantastic.
The armored hand
Yeah.
thingamabob? Yeah, thank you.
Wow.
I've been known to draw.
So Goliath likes to get in fist fights in your universe.
Yeah, he does. I don't want to put that there. I do. So this is the top of his hand, and what he needs is, I think we can give him some studs or something, but we'll make them pointed studs.
So when you think armor, like what are your armor inspirations? So is this like Frazetta paintings, and you think back to like super fantasy stylization, or do you go medieval and you look at the actual armor sets? Like what inspires you when you dress your characters?
So it has to do with the what the subject matter is. And so in this particular case, because we're 3,000 years, give or take, in the past, I'm thinking barbaric. And certainly some Frazetta pieces come to mind. Conan the Barbarian is always a great go-to. The work of Ron Cobb.
I'm not familiar with Cobb. What did Cobb work on?
Cobb was the concept artist, what they called the production designer on movies such as Alien and Conan the Barbarian.
And Frazetta actually was the cover artist, right?
Right. And I'm thinking Ron Cobb actually won an Oscar for his work on Star Wars, the alien creatures. A lot of those were his.
That sounds correct, because I think Star was 77, Alien was 79 or 81, I want to say.
79 sounds about right.
79.
Conan was 82. That was kind of the heyday. And Ron Cobb was this underground artist in San Francisco in the 60s. He did a lot of political type things. And he had done a image of just this desert-looking guy. I think it's in a snow wasteland. The guy's wearing a pith helmet and he's riding on this big lizard creature. And that was Lucas's inspiration for the dewbacks, the big lizards in Star Wars. Inspired by a Ron Cobb image.
And I believe Ron Cobb then went on to work on The Thing.
Yes, he did.
Yep, I know my history here then.
Yeah, and most recently, certainly in the game industry, Ron Cobb contributed to Borderlands.
Did he?
Yes, he actually did some of the vehicle designs, as I remember. So if you think about the vehicles that you're driving around in Borderlands, that's actually Ron Cobb. Obviously, I'm a fan.
Clearly. 300 cartoons, 40 films.
Wow. Okay, the man's got a resume.
He has a slow loading site too.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's dated.
A lot of aliens.
Yep.
Yep, there's the dewbacks. There's the lizard creatures you're talking about. There's Star Wars things. Speculative technology.
Ooh, that's a buzzword.
Graduated from Burbank High School in 1955. You worked on Sleeping Beauty the next year. Dune, Star Wars, Alien, Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Oh my god.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Conan, Night Skies, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Wow.
Yeah.
Last Starfighter, Back to the Future, and the list goes on.
He is quite the artist. He's up there with Sid Mead. Sid Mead is very much a futurist.
Now, who's Sid Mead?
Oh my goodness, you don't know who Sid Mead is?
Of course I don't. I don't know anything, apparently.
Okay, Sid Mead was Star Trek the Motion Picture. What was that Tom Cruise Spielberg one? Near Future?
Minority Report.
Minority Report. Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, Aliens, Tron.
Tron. Yeah, there you go.
Wow. He designed the light cycles in the Tron movie.
Yeah.
Legendary.
Yeah.
Short Circuit. Awesome, man.
They can't all be.
Time Cop.
The Sulaco in Aliens is his. He certainly contributed to the Nostromo, but I would say Ron Cobb and probably a fellow named Chris Foss also contributed to the Nostromo.
And all these guys end up in the game industry too, because this guy worked on Aliens, Colonial Marines, Tron's PC game.
Yeah.
How does that happen? How does an artist end up in games, Steven?
Wouldn't
you rather be working on Dungeons and Dragons?
I would, but that's me. Dungeons and Dragons, the game.
There's a couple.
Or a variant. Okay, something that we also want to do, since Goliath isn't a friendly fellow here, is we want to give him asymmetrical design. So his left side is different from his right side. So
Why would you do that?
Asymmetrical communicates more of a haphazard, wild type aspect to it. Mad Max comes to mind.
Yeah, there's some wacky ones in there.
Yeah. And, I'm just going to go with, like, crazy shoulder pads. Shoulder stuff, right? Goliath wore iron. That was his big thing.
I would think so, unless you got some of that hybrid meteor metal.
Actually, that's right, that all the Egyptians had. Okay, let's see what we got going there. Here's our realistic Goliath. Take a look at those shoulder pads. And we'll go back to our Goliath. Yeah. And let's get some shoulder pads on this man. This monster. This giant.
Pantsuit, maybe?
Pantsuit. Ooh, leisure suit.
Shoulder pads for women, right? Men get shoulder pads?
Oh, in the 80s.
It's an 80s look with shoulder pads?
Oh, big
Noted,
time, man.
noted.
No, and it was cool because it's like you'd be wearing that stuff and be like, yeah, I got shoulder.
Yes.
I was a skinny man growing up. Take whatever
I guess that's
opportunities
like the
I
Wall
had.
Street look, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Really big, puffy shoulders.
yeah.
Glad that one's gone out the door, man. It's no good.
So, Chris, I had a deeply moving experience last night.
You were telling me a bit about that, and it was surprisingly not what I thought it would have been.
So I had dinner with this woman, and she is a big influence on the Austin Children's Services that I volunteer with. And she has been helping Syrian refugees. And she's got 4 families that she's helping, and it's part of the refugee program. I know nothing about this, but we have a refugee program in the country, bring people in need,
It's a
set them up
federal
with homes.
order from Obama to get, I believe, 10,000 people relocated from Syria by the end of the year.
It's got to be more like 100,000. I mean, the numbers are huge because Texas actually is hosting more refugees than any other state in the union, which I think is awesome. And Greg Abbott has said, hey, we need to put the brakes on it.
Yeah.
But so one of these families was at the hospital because they've got this adorable 2-year-old daughter, and she's had a lump on her spine.
Mm-hmm.
And so we need to go and give them a ride. We're celebrating Ramadan right now.
Yeah.
So if you're not familiar with that,
week 2 of Ramadan.
yep, you actually don't eat while the sun is up, and which is really hard in Seattle. This goes out to my friend Fahmy because that poor guy couldn't eat until after 9 o'clock.
Where do you live, Alaska?
No, we were in Seattle, and it was the summertime.
So the sun.
It was literally.
Oh.
I was like, man.
Ugh.
I'm like, okay, we're going out for a really late dinner. It was Fahmy's birthday, and we had taken him out to lunch. Anyway, different story. So I met this family, and this adorable little girl who is getting treated, and just helped them get things into the car. I didn't really do anything at all, but I felt great.
Good doing it.
I did. These people's story is heartbreaking. They come from like one of the most destroyed cities in Syria. They spent the last year and a half in a refugee camp in Jordan, and literally just got to the United States, Austin, last week. And if you think about the hardship that they've been experiencing
Hardship's an understatement.
Yeah,
It's a wartime country.
Literally. In the particular city, I don't remember it, but I use it for reference for post-apocalyptic art.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a good
it's
way to do it.
literally blown to hell, and there are tens of thousands of people still trying to live there. Anyway, didn't do much. I met this wonderful family, and I can't tell you how good it feels to know that people are actively helping people in need. And it was wonderful. It was really cool. It was a great experience, and I mean, really, I didn't do anything except be supportive and welcoming, and I loved it. So I'm feeling really good today.
The federal program is, the decree from the administration was to relocate at least 10,000.
Okay.
By the end of the year, they've done about 4,500 so far.
Okay, is that just for the state of Texas?
That's
or
for
is that
that's a
the US?
that's a federal order.
Okay, and that's for 2016.
Yes.
Okay, 'cause
Fiscal year, by the end of this fiscal.
okay, and I think that's because we've got what 100,000 from 2015, or
I don't think it's quite that high from Syria specifically. No, total refugees it might be. 4,328 Syrian refugees since they started the program. But you do a lot of charity work. You work with Austrian Children's
services.
Services. That's
Yeah.
what it was. I couldn't remember if it was Hospital Fund Services. You're a very charitable person, though, Stephen.
Try to be. Have my moments,
I rescued a puppy this year, so that was my charitable.
and he's adorable.
I rescued
Do you
a
have
puppy.
pictures? Oh, I have pictures. Where's my
Of course
phone?
I have pictures.
You should show the community pictures of Ratchet. He is
Ratchet?
adorable.
He's a monster. I can't feed into his narcissism. He loves looking at himself in the mirror, Steven. I can't feed into that dog's narcissism.
Does he? He's probably wondering where the other dogs are at.
Yeah. No, he has a husky. He has a husky girlfriend that he plays with, and they make lots of noise at appropriate times. So I realized
2 in
that
the morning?
Yeah, 2 in the morning, 7 in the
to
morning
sleep.
when you're hitting right after you hit the snooze button is usually when they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna not be quiet now."
Oh my gosh. I wish I had the lifestyle for a dog, because I would totally get one of Ratchet's brothers or sisters. He's a what, blue healer? Let's see some pictures, man.
Okay.
Here, I'm going back to the webcam.
Are we?
Yeah,
Oh, of course.
there we go.
These are all pictures of me. Oh, there we go. No, these are all. These are all pictures of me, Steven. I take a lot of selfies. That's a good one. So there's Ratchet, sleeping, just taking a nice little nappy nap. He likes to sleeps.
Look at him. And he's probably, what, 8, 12 pounds?
Yeah,
this
he's
big?
tiny. He's coming on 4 months, give or take. Soon.
He is adorable.
He's a
oh
good
my
dog.
gosh. Yeah.
Even Goliath in gorilla form would appreciate Ratchet.
Yes.
And Ratchet would take Goliath down.
All right, so now we definitely need to give Goliath some spikes. And I think for his shoulder here, we'll give him some big, meaty spikes. Because again, we're keeping this version of Goliath stylized. That's our plan, right?
Yeah, because we have a more realistic game.
Right.
Especially when we're talking about stuff like lighting effects. I think we tend to go very blue for like early morning scenes, yellow for more indoor areas, things like that. Yeah, so we don't get to have. There's a few things in the game. There are a few like giant hammers. I saw you snuck in and things like that, and
Yeah.
that's cool. It's nice for a little spice, but
I would prefer a giant Kopesh.
what is the Kopesh, the curved one?
Yeah. It's ancient sword. I'm going to put spikes up here too. You know what? I'm feeling kind of spikish today, so we're going to do lots of spikes. So, if you get a chance to give back to the community and help people in need, do.
Yeah. Pay it forward, as I say.
Yeah, you help people out and it makes you feel good.
Which is a cornerstone of donation in 5, is it not?
It is. It's actually one of the things that I've been playing. Oh my gosh, The Division.
Well, you're still playing The Division. You've played it for like 6 months now.
I don't know if it's been out that long.
It's been out since like January, man. You've been playing that a while.
Oh.
I can't believe you're not bored yet.
No, I must have been late to the party then. I've only been playing it a few months.
Sounds good.
They get a lot of grief in the press. They don't deserve it as far as I'm concerned. I'm having a great time playing it, but I embrace the opportunity to be heroic. Granted, I'm not playing in the multiplayer, not yet anyway, so I can't speak to that. But they do wonderful things. So the city's a wreck, and you've certainly got bad elements that are treating everyone else disrespectfully that you need to address. But there are these moments where people will come and ask you if you have anything, and you can give it to them or not, and then they give you something most of the time. But after a while of this, you end up getting a ton of things. Like, one of the big things is dressing up your character. I haven't really changed my character in 20 levels the way he looks, because I like the way he looks.
You like the bandit look.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, it reminds me, like, when I'm playing with my best friend, we look like us grown up, dressed like how we would have in high school. That's a big part of the sell for me, is the cooperative gameplay. I love co-op gameplay.
Me too. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah. But, so you can help people out when they ask for something. And I would love for one of their updates in the future to have the people ask for clothing. So you can give them clothing. You got all this clothing, so you can, like, pick your style. I'm done with picking my style, and you really can't get rid of the clothing. It would be awesome if people asked for a coat, and you could give them a coat, that kind of thing. I would love that aspect in the game. And there's a lot of dogs, and I would love to be able to feed the dogs. So if anyone from Ubisoft is watching this, I would love to be able to pick up cans of dog food or somehow give food to a dog. That would be awesome. But,
And then have the dog follow you around to feed it more.
well, you know, there's a lot more game design involved in that, and the dog could fight at your side. He wouldn't last very long. It's
That'd be tragic.
yeah, no.
An endless trail of dogs and sad memories.
I don't want to think about that. I was actually bummed because a dog ran through the middle of a firefight. And
Didn't make it out.
no, he didn't. And it's my fault, and I still think about it. I'm like, man, I feel so bad.
I would say that's powerful game design if it had that much of an emotional impact where you recall events.
But yeah, I think they've done a great job. For me, The Division is the best game of the year so far. I'm just loving it. And the thing I like most about it is that I can walk around the city and I can engage and help people and do the missions if I want, or I can just walk around, find people, give them stuff, that sort of thing. I guess you could say that is emergent gameplay, but I like the direction that they're going, and I hope they continue with it. I want to do more.
No, I think Division they were pumping out strong. That was a big one at PAX. PAX South, I mean.
Mhm.
Division was kind of the big showboat there. I don't know. It doesn't compete with Ratchet and Clank though. That was the.
What's Ratchet and Clank?
It's a 3D platformer shooter.
Oh, I've never heard of this.
It's amazing. That is what my dog's named after.
No.
You know? Oh, do you? Do you know?
I'm trolling you, man.
Oh, you can't troll me because it's the best game of the year.
Oh, okay.
I bought a PlayStation just to play that game.
Did you?
Yeah.
I am buying a PlayStation in October to play The Last Guardian.
The Last Guardian looks really solid.
Oh,
Looks
my gosh.
really, really
a
solid.
boy and his
Talk about stylized art. Oh
yeah,
my.
griffin dog thing, whatever the heck that is.
I saw something where he was like fighting this giant monster in a cave. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Oh, Sony, you complete me.
Sony had some powerful stuff. Did you see the God of War gameplay?
I'm not a God of War guy.
Well, this will blow your mind. So it's Kratos, I guess, like 10, 20 years after the events of the last game.
Mm-hmm.
He has a full beard and he's living out in the woods like a lumberjack, and it looks like he's adopted a little boy. So he's like training the boy how to be a survivalist.
Oh, maybe I will pay attention to God.
How the game seems to work. It's less like arcadey combat, and it's more slow down, working together kind of cooperatively to set up like a kill shot for the boy to come in and take the boss out with you.
Oh my gosh, that does sound awesome.
And it's not like looks like it's heavily influenced by what are Valkyries? Are they Norse mythology?
Yes.
Seems going to be more Norse mythologically based.
Okay.
With like trolls and stuff.
Oh, I like that.
It's totally cool. It's way different than what it's definitely Kratos, but it's kind of like the Dark Knight Returns Kratos. He's older, he's a little more withered. He can still fight.
They're evolving the property.
Hit the property in his character.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. That sounds good. Yeah, what else? Did you see the trailer for Days Gone? That's the Ben Sodi one. It's kind of like a cross between Sons of Anarchy and World War Z.
I did see the trailer for that because I thought that was the sequel to Ride to Hell Retribution, which if you've never played, it was one of the worst reviewed games of all time.
Actually, I remember Angry Joe.
Yeah, he tore it apart, man.
Oh
that game it was so buggy. They did not have a good time with that game, and I kind of enjoyed it. It's the sad thing, but it was it got to a point where I would just run through the game to hit the next checkpoint before the game would crash. Like the goal was just to get to the next checkpoint before the game crashed, because the game would just crash non-stop at certain levels.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I did see the visuals for that. Looked insane. Did you see...
I hope that one's co-op. Because I'm like, man, if you get co-op in that and it's you and a buddy or a couple of buddies surviving...
GTA style, just...
Yeah, zombie apocalypse, heck yeah.
You know, that's how we would go to lunch and we would talk about playing DayZ or GTA or something. Be like, yeah, we got in this car and this guy carjacked me and then his friends came after me. I started running. And it's like you start telling these stories from in the game and a waiter will come up and they're not sure if you're talking about real life or what you're talking about because it gets so detailed. Yeah, so me and my buddies were camped out in this bush and then we heard the guy coming and he has a knife and we're trying to be quiet. And the next thing you know, my buddy says something. We just start running down the thing and the guy's chasing us. It's like... Wait, are you talking? And it'll get to a point, and it's like, and then this guy came up with a motorcycle helmet on and shot it. It's like, wait, you're talking about a video game or a movie? Like, what are you talking about?
That's a good point. Oh my gosh, and VR is going to be the game changer.
It's pricey.
It is. Well,
it's too pricey.
It always comes down.
It'll come down, but what, in 3 or 4 years? Like, what? But then again, that'll be interesting.
Right.
With a new Xbox coming and a new PlayStation coming.
Yeah. Project Scorpio.
Nintendo.
Actually, the Xbox S.
The Slim.
Yeah. It's 40% smaller. It's more powerful. Less issues. I'm like, oh, there we go.
And Nintendo's being tight-lipped about what they've got coming out, too.
Yeah. Whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be great. It's Nintendo.
Yeah. Kind of being stealthy. I'm waiting for their augmented reality Pokemon game where you just walk down the street and a Pikachu pops up and you pull out your phone and you have to catch it with your phone. That will be interesting.
Okay.
Did you see the trailer for the Negotiator game?
Mm-mm.
So you're a robot that negotiates. So it's kind of like a telltale like choice game. Based on your choices, you can do things. The trailer is you're a negotiator, and this guy's holding a little girl hostage on a rooftop. And through negotiation, you need to figure out like, do you distract the guy? Do you lie to him? Do you call for backup? Do you tell everyone to back off? How do you get this guy away from the girl so you can save her?
Can you just shoot him?
Yeah, that's an option, but there's consequences for everything you do.
Okay.
So if you shoot him, does he shoot you too? Does he hurt the girl? Do you like one scenario is you push him off the roof and you save the girl, but you fall with him, or you just try and talk it out and he just jumps off the roof with the girl, and or you try and save both of them and then maybe the snipers take him out. It's like, well, this is a really fascinating game design.
Yeah, it is.
And the guys that did The Witcher, CD Projekt Red, I think they put out some stuff about their Cyberpunk game. I'm not sure.
Cyberpunk 2077 from Mike Pondsmith. Did you know Mike Pondsmith was the lead game designer on, well, Crimson Skies?
You know this man.
Yeah.
What's he working on now?
Cyberpunk 2077
Really?
is his game. It's a pen and paper game. And he developed a relationship with CD Projekt Red. I don't know the details of that. All I know is it's coming. And
World famous. Origins Award Hall of Fame 2006, 1994 Origins Award Best Role-Playing Rules for Castle Falkenstein. Majority of the company's RPGs are Altusorian games. Cyberpunk 1988, Castle Falkenstein. Dungeons and Dragons.
what do you do on Dungeons and Dragons?
He contributed to Forgotten Realms and Oriental Adventures.
Oh.
Air Force.
Yeah.
BA and BS. Very smart man.
Yep.
He was also an instructor at Digipen, which is Cyberpunk 3.0. Yeah, that's exciting.
It is.
On 2012, it was confirmed he was working with CD Projekt Red. And there's a blog they do weekly.
Do they?
Mm-hmm. Not
Right.
weekly. But, yep. Mike Pondsmith. He's the man.
Done good. That's awesome. I am looking forward to that one.
But yeah, E3 is very exciting. Oh, Crash Bandicoot's back. And of course, I love platformers, so Crash Bandicoot 1 through 3 being ultimately remastered for PlayStation 4.
Yes.
Yes.
Speaking of 4, Gears of War 4 is coming.
PC and Xbox, which is good. Because I
Right.
have an Xbox, so.
And I believe that they are doing... What are they doing? They're doing something about... Oh my gosh. Like, they're giving you all 4 Gears along with Gears 4.
Really?
Yeah, which I think is awesome. So if you're not familiar with the story or you want to go back and play stuff, Gears is one of my all-time favorites. I've actually played the original Gears of War 6 times through now.
Because it's so
Actually-
influential to you.
Pardon?
It's
Yeah.
so influential to you and what you want in games.
Yeah, exactly. It's entertainment. It's this apocalyptic future.
Minimalistic UI.
Right.
Or absent UI.
No, it's minimalistic.
Okay.
Little mini games. The dialogue is, what would you call it, bro? Bro dialogue. It's over the top machismo. It sounds like something from the Predator movies.
And that's stylized too, right? Those guys' shoulders are ridiculous.
Oh, the whole, yeah. And the art director behind it, Hawkins, like something happened to him when he was a kid, and he was messed up, and he started exercising, got into bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So him and some of the Epic crew, they're big dudes, and that's where the inspiration came from. I don't know if it came from that, but that's definitely, you don't have to go very far for reference. Yeah, I'm a Gears junkie. I'm really excited for it.
Is that an Epic property?
It now belongs to Microsoft and Rod Ferguson's studio, the Coalition studio.
Yeah, because Cliff is
Cliff's doing his own
he's
thing.
at Boss Key with his own studio, right?
Yeah. I was excited about what Kojima had too.
Well, yeah, he said, okay, I can't have Silent Hills, whatever. I'll get Norman Reedus and just do another game anyway.
Right. I love it.
That should be really interesting to see what reins the publishers had on him
Mm-hmm.
all these years. Because you look at, like, I don't know, let's just take Sons of Liberty, and you see a lot of areas where it's just like, this seems so linear when it doesn't need to be. There's a lot of backtracking that you can do, and there's a lot of hidden stuff if you do backtrack. Like, was it always meant to be? And then, with 5, I didn't play part 2, played part 1, and I felt like kind of the same thing where it's like, there's meat here for something really cool as a proof of concept, but it feels like he's being forced to push this out before it's done. And I don't know if you saw Resident Evil 7. Looks like what Silent Hills was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. But it's hard to tell. Any other ones? It's a bunch of announcements. Insomniac is working on a Spider-Man game, which looks amazing.
Yeah, I don't have much. I mean, Insomniac is an awesome studio, but Marvel and Disney's track record for games is abysmal.
Yeah, they.
So,
Well, I mean, depends on when they let people have the reins. Like, obviously, the Lego games did really well. I think that's one of the best superhero games ever. Was the Lego Marvel Superheroes.
oh yeah. But those are the Lego people, and they actually just licensed it. They already had it. Their mechanic and stuff.
What was the Spider-Man 2 was is a legendary superhero game because of the way the web swing mechanic works. So each hand was independent. I don't know if you ever played it, but the way you could actually set up like slingshot moves, and if you had to actually grapple your web to a building, it had to physically touch the building. And the guy who designed that mechanic actually is now working on his own game called Energy Hook, where he's taking the exact same design mechanic and he's applying it to a new game.
Awesome.
So, I will be excited to see if Insomniac can pull it off. And obviously, I'm very impressed with their work, being they created Ratchet & Clank. Best game of all time.
What is Ratchet & Clank?
Oh, it's a really good game, Steve. You should check it out.
Someday I will.
I'll loan it to you when you get a PS4.
Hey, do we have any questions from the community?
Oddly quiet today, gents.
All right.
They are very silent today.
Well, that's too bad because we're obviously having a great discussion about gaming. And we've got a really cool looking Goliath.
I can't believe you just did that with the lighting. That's amazing. You just know the light is coming from there, and in your head you just know where to put it like that to make the reflections correct?
Yeah, metal's interesting because you have darks, medium tone, dark to medium tone, and then you just hit some areas with light and hot spots.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to our original Goliath here, see what he did on the shoulder pad. I kind of like that stripe going down into the body. Strap.
Straps, guns.
Guns. Man's got some guns. Alright, so. And you'll see that, like, as I'm drawing this stuff in, and I think I'm going to give them a the color thing here. I'm just hitting the outline, and I'm doing that because I want to use, so like if I turn this off, you'll see a lot of transparency here, and that's because it's just using the drawing underneath to get those shapes. So that way the work that I put into creating the body I don't redo it, it doesn't go to waste. Okay. So let's do, I don't know, I kind of like the idea of like that barbarian armor
like
that
the
just
quarter-
comes up to your
the quarter shield.
ribs. Yeah. I think we'll do something like that.
So it's not Cyberpunk Goliath? It's not happening?
No.
With a ray gun eye and...
Oh, dude. Should we?
I'm not the artist.
Goliath 2027.
I just saw they're doing another Blood Dragon game. I don't know if you ever played Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
No.
It was like, just imagine if they took Snake Plissken and put him into Far Cry and added laser sharks. So, like, the entire UI is, like, 80s movie, like, computer screen. There's red laser T-Rexes that you have to hunt, and, like, vicious, like, laser sharks and sheep, and...
Laser shark.
It's literally the Far Cry 3 map, and they're just like, yes, what do you want to do? So they just reskin the game with all this crazy stuff.
That's
and added all this weird dialogue. So, like...
awesome.
So, like, you know how in Far Cry you pull the bullets out of your arm? Well, instead it was like you're like soldering wires in your arm and replacing all this stuff. It's totally awesome. So they're making a new game in the Blood Dragon family, I believe. So,
that sounds awesome.
if you wanted to do Cyberpunk Goliath with laser eyes, but I mean, would David have a laser sling? No, he would have like some kind of like, he would have to shoot like I don't know, some kind of electric like EMP sling. Goliath, and short circuit him. Instead of decapitating him, he has to like remove his master OS chip or something.
You know, I think there's something to that.
Let's do David
All
versus
of
Goliath, 20. All right, so it wouldn't be 20 anymore. Like you always think 2033. It's like, no, I don't think so. I don't think we're gonna be quite there yet.
No.
Like,
yeah, dates are always dangerous because the reality is we don't get there and then we end up with other stuff. Did anyone ever think that we would? I mean, the whole cell phone is just Star Trek.
yeah, like you think 2001. Did you ever think there'd be video calling? You know what I mean? Like video calling in 2001 must have been like so amazing. Oh, you'll see them. And now it's like, please, video calling didn't even catch on until they implemented it into cell phones.
Right. And actually, I got my parents hooked up on Skype, and so we could talk. I think they were a little uncomfortable with it, like
Apparently, my uncle.
a little too sci-fi.
Well, my uncle apparently answered FaceTime in the bathroom, put the phone up to his ear, not realizing. Well, they wanted to show him the baby, and it was like,
Right.
uh-oh. So then they were like, wait, so every time we talk to you in the bathroom, is this where our talk time is?
No. You just got me once. Yeah, I actually, if I hear someone on the phone in the bathroom, I make a point of like flushing all the toilets. I'm like, really, dude? But no, not cool. Start a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Super sci-fi.
So we're almost out of time.
You are. as Steven continues to polish up some armor sets.
There we go. Giving Goliath some armor. I think in the last 5 minutes, I'm going to try and work in sea creature stuff. We said we wanted scary sea creatures. I don't know how much I can get done. So we'll do a little tentacle stuff.
But as Steven continues to paint, as a reminder, we are giving away the best VR headset in existence. The HTC Vive whole complete system. I believe that comes with 3 games.
Does it?
I believe so. I believe it comes with Job Simulator by Alchemy, Google's not called ZBrush, Google's Paintbrush 3D program, obviously Valve's games, The Lab, which just got support with Unity and Workshop. So now other people can create their own VR games and upload them to Steam for you to check out. That'll be really cool. So the HTC Vive, we are giving that away. Check our social media, Kingdom Games ATX, or go to bit.ly/KGVive. We also, of course, would encourage everybody to follow us on all of your favorite social media at Kingdom Games ATX, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram, etc., etc. Of course, Twitch, YouTube. As we do put out content daily on those to keep you posted on all the comings and goings. Is VR in the future for Kingdom? I don't know. Is a new project coming out in the next month or so? I don't know. I don't know the answers to these things at the moment.
I do, but I can't tell you. So, hang on. I'll throw some little tentacle nubbies on this thing. So, oops, too late. So it looks scary. Continue with our sea theme.
The Ironborn theme.
Yes.
But I don't know, Steven. So you're most excited for The Last Guardian?
I am. I'm fascinated by, let's see, Deus Ex, Mankind Divided.
That should be
I
good.
really like that trailer. The Last Guardian is going to get me on the PS4. Battlefield 1. EA, I am so glad you greenlit Battlefield 1. I've been wanting to make a World War I era game for
boring.
decade.
Trench warfare.
But it's not the trench warfare, it's the aesthetic.
Okay.
And the limit... creating the gameplay. So there's got to be a lot of melee. You got to be able to use shovels, bats, whatever, knives, bayonets. You've got limited ammunition capability in your magazines.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if the MK1 was out then, but it was like, 5 shots or 6 in my Webley. Man, what else? The Maxim machine gun. That thing with like the huge
The Gatling guns
cylinder. Yeah.
Mortars.
Horseback riding.
Mustard gas.
Yeah. Swords. Yeah, mustard gas. Lovely.
That's a vicious...
Dude.
This is a vicious, just destructive, horrible war. That's depressing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. What else? Gears 4. Certainly.
That's coming soon too, right? That's like
Yeah.
next month or 2 months or so.
I think
August?
that's about it.
September? Yeah, there's
September. Yeah, so those are the few big games that have really got my attention. I'm sure there's something we haven't heard about that's going to be coming. I am interested in checking out Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the price to come down a bit, but
Yeah.
looks awesome from all the gameplay footage I've seen.
All right, community. So what did we do today? We took our Gorilla Goliath, and we put some crazy stylized armor on him. And did a lot of conversing. Okay, that's what we can do in an hour. Really
That's
slows
nice.
down when you go to characters.
Look at the reflections. It's beautiful.
Yes. Thank you.
Sneak in here. Again, community, we are Kingdom Games ATX. That's Kingdom Games Austin, Texas. We are in a groupies bundle right now. BMine26, groupies.com/BM26, bit.ly/KG Vive, or check us out on Kingdom Games ATX social media to check out the Vive giveaway. It ends in 4 days, so get your entries in.
Get your vibe. Get your vibe on.
Yeah, get your VR on, play your way.
I'm totally going to be saying that now.
Yeah.
Get your vibe on.
Yeah.
All right.
We will be back next week.
You will.
I will.
All right. 3 weeks, community. Brand new show. Brand new stuff. Going to tell you more about it the week of July 4th. So check all our social media. Until then, have a great one.
Have a good week, guys.
Bye.